In this episode of the Road Trip Angler, we are on Kent Island fishing the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland, and we're chasing big striper, and we're also going to be just exploring everything that this area has to offer. And honestly, it's a bit cold here on the Chesapeake, but Jeff Little is heating things up.
Hit the state line, yeah, we travel like a freight line. Drop the kayak in and drop a bait down. We make it easier than 1, 2, 3. You want the tips, want the tricks with the ones to see. Ooh-wee! Cause everybody wants to fish, but can't nobody make the trips. But don't trip, cause we gon' make it when you can't miss out. Road trip angle, only thing we need is a route, no doubt.
We are fishing around Kent Island in Maryland and in the Chesapeake Bay. We're out here with Tom Weaver, Fishing with Weaver. Is it Fish with Weaver? Fish with Weaver.
All right, fellas, you might want to come back.
We've also got Dave from the CCA out here with us.
My name is David Sikorski, and I'm the Executive Director of Coastal Conservation Association, Maryland.
And they kind of lead the charge on making sure that our resources are sustainable.
A lot of varying issues that CCA works on in the Chesapeake. Ultimately, we connect them back to what's best for the fishery and what's best for the public.
We are very lucky here in Maryland to have rockfish year-round. The run of the rockfish sort of happens in this time of year, the spring, particularly the big ones.
One of the good things about fishing off of a boat is that you can move around a bit to try to combat the weather conditions and look for the fish. You're not as committed to that one spot like you would be if you launched your kayak. And when I say we were moving around a lot, we actually covered 77 miles looking for these fish.
So this is the boat and the distance. So I'm set at 200 feet either side. That's underneath the boat in the black. And then that's out to the left and that's out to the right.
You've got some birds over there, Tommy. Nature's fish finder.
We've got this expansive open bay, and knowing where to go, number one, comes with experience and spending a lot of time on the water, but number two, using those electronics well so that you can find those schools of bait and find those fish that are actually actively feeding on those schools was so key.
Cast right back corner, right back here, right behind us. One fish down there.
And how
40 feet, let it sink all the way to the bottom.
Essentially, we're just trying to jig through the big balls of bait that he's marking on the side scan. And they're not on the bottom, but we want to get to the bottom so we know kind of how deep we are, and then pull the bait up through it and jig through it. Much like largemouth bass fishing in a big open lake, we are jigging for the striper, and we're dropping heavy jig heads down with soft plastic swim bait on the back, and we're just slowly jigging that off the bottom, raising our rod tip up a bit, and then letting it fall back slowly.
So light tackle jigging is all about keeping the line straight from the tip of the rod all the way down to the bait. If you have thicker line, the current, the wind, just the depth is going to create a bow in the line. You can't feel it as well than if it's really straight.
We just got here.
Is it fishable?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
I've had the opportunity to fish with a lot of guides throughout the years, and I've always been so impressed with how guides work together to be able to get their clients on fish.
Steve was up the mile.
Oh, there he is. Let's go! There he is, he's already at the surface. He's not a very big one.
Not huge, but hey.
And even though they are really tight and really close with one another, you can't help but give your buddies a hard time. Right. You just can't help tell them that you caught one a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, I just released a 43.
Nice. Okay.
Someone had caught a 43 and he was like, yep, I'm going to tell him that the one you got was a 44 just to kind of poke fun at him.
How big was it?
44.
Oh, was it? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure mine was not anywhere near 44, maybe 34, maybe.
It's that, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, you won't hear me contradict you, I promise you that. Honestly, we would be lucky if that fish was 34 inches, but you know, I didn't measure it. Good to get a fish in the boat and a fish on this trip. Well, Jeff got some perch yesterday, but we're not gonna count those. I'm all jacked up now. I'm ready to go. One of the things a lot of people don't think about, especially when they're on a boat, is wearing a life jacket and how important it still is. If you're not wearing one, obviously it doesn't work. It's like a seatbelt. If you don't have your seatbelt on, it can't save your life.
We're out here in the middle part of the Chesapeake Bay and Maryland's portion of the bay, a spot called Eastern Bay. The fish that we're targeting are striped bass, or rockfish as we call them here in Maryland.
Really creeping around here, and also not trying to spook the fish. They can't be running around and too many boats will scare them out of here.
You know you want it, come and get it. You know you want it, so come and get it. You ever seen the cartoon Popeye when he like opens the can of spinach and downs it, and all of a sudden he's got these huge muscles and he's able to do whatever?
Apples, pumpkin, and carrots.
Well, Jeff does that with baby food.
Happy baby. I like having baby food because it's hydration, it's good nutrition, and it's really quick. You get back to fishing very fast. I was just snap setting it. I'd let it pendulum swing down to the bottom. I could feel it thud. Feeling the bottom is critical. And I would go whack, give it a jerk where it would pop up off the bottom. And it was during that pendulum swing down towards the bottom, before I thought it would reach the bottom, I felt that.
All right, Jeff.
It feels as good as hopping that jig up, letting it pendulum swing, and having a striper just slam it and setting the hook. I definitely heard a very crisp quack when he grabbed it.
Don't lose it.
Don't say that. It's kind of a nervous moment when I bring it close, because sometimes they come up, open that mouth, and they head shake in just the right way and it pops out. It's stressful. Having Tom there to net the fish was a lot less stressful than what I'm usually doing. Thanks.
Good job, Jeff.
All right, I'm just going to do the drift through here. We've had bait all the way along, so we're going to fish off this side. Find a predator. Ooh, 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 on the bottom. Cast right behind us. The striped bass is a reaction bite of a moving fish, and what we do is we locate them first, and then we fire a jig off to them, whether they're on the bottom or whether they're suspended in deep water or shallow water. And there's nothing better than bam when you get that bite. It's an adrenaline rush.
Got him!
Fish on.
So it's really important for anglers to be aware of what's going on and be educated before we go out on the water, because one individual may not feel like they can make a big impact. Collectively, the public, the recreational fishing community can impact these resources. Using a certain type of gear to shallow hook the fish with artificial lures, that we can quickly return them back to the water, have them go on their way as healthy as possible, and hey, maybe be able to catch it again.
Okay, open it there, we'll go to the front. Yep. So I guess we're letting them hang out in the net and breathe and recover. Yeah, he just ran that sprint and needs to catch his breath.
That was less than a minute. So once he's situated, then I'm just going to pull it out, put it in his lap quickly. You can snap a picture and we'll put it back in the water. You handle the fish very carefully. Okay, we're ready now. If you want to take a quick picture of it, you hold it out of the water for a very short period of time and you let it go.
Cool. Let's let her go.
I think it's so key to try to understand the fish and the fishery and the habitat and learn as much as you can about it, doing your best to take care of it so that others can enjoy it. So tell me a little bit more about the CCA and what you guys do.
My favorite part of CCA's work we do here in the Chesapeake is building habitat. So we have an artificial reef building program that travels around to different schools, worked with tens of thousands of students and built thousands of reef balls that go out into our waterways to enhance habitat. We say habitat today equals fish tomorrow, and hopefully we can pass on something that anglers just like us can continue to enjoy on beautiful days like this.
When you're coming to a new area, it is invaluable to find local knowledge. I really hope you enjoyed this content as much as we did making it. Be sure to check out Tom Weaver at Fish with Weaver on Instagram, and check out Jeff Little's channel, The Little Stuff, on YouTube. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe. Stay safe out there, wear your life jacket, and as always, thanks for watching.